Donkey right at the end. So let me try this again because I hate when this happens. All right. How's that? There you
Oh,
go.
they can hear
Yep.
us now. Can you guys share the links into the Discords, all the channels, every single channel?
This is literally your job, Alex. It's the one thing you have to
I
contribute
don't have the
to.
links if the restring robot doesn't go. I usually post the one place and I copy them all from there and paste them to all the others. But I don't have the links. I don't know how these people found them. They're smart.
They're on the ball. They're the subscribees. They're the ones that are like, "Hey, I'm
Ah,
subscribed," and it goes ping. Look at this. We're live. Well, while we wait for people to show up, because this is kind of crazy. But how are you doing, Alex?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited.
You're
I'm excited.
excited.
I'm excited for today.
That's good. That's good. Any
Right.
reasons that you can share, or is it more
Uh,
behind the scenes stuff?
it's behind the scenes stuff, but I'll say that by the end of the night, future leaguers should get some juicy stuff into the future league after the
Ooh,
design team meeting.
juicy stuff. Leave that
Juicy
to
stuff.
your imaginations.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything posted. Oh, there we go. You have
There
one.
we go. We got one. We got
There, the bot's working.
Jan gets something. Gets something. It's a reward.
The bot worked in the other one.
Bot just finally posted the Twitch one into influencers, the least important of the spots. But I can take Jan's link and I can now copy that
There you go.
into all the other places.
Alex has now contributed to our show. Good job, Alex.
Yay! Uh, general chat. All right, that should be good enough. We posted in a couple places. Oh, we should put it. Oh, there's Cardboard Cohorts. I was going to say we should put it on the Facebook. But I think
Yeah.
Cardboard Cohorts posted to the Facebook.
Facebook link is dead for whatever reason. Not it says reconnect. I push reconnect. It says you can't, and I say okay, computer. Okay, you win this round.
He made it on time. Nice. Nice. All right. Have you played any games lately, Will?
Have I played any games lately? Unfortunately, I have not. I have been busy just building a kitchen and trying to get this job and this stuff done around the house. And it's just, it was good. We got a lot done. We had 3 days there with the family day up here in Ontario. So we have some working appliances. We have some, majority of the flooring done, a bunch of the coverage in. Jan's pointing out that I did play on Friday for Future League.
Called you a liar.
True. That's true. Thank you for reminding me. I did forget. That was a blur. I did play there. I also did play a game against Joey with my Shun deck and lost horribly at the end. That was a couple weeks ago. I guess we haven't been on for a couple weeks.
We haven't been on for last week was Valentine's Day.
So
yep.
I saw the results of the Tavern Brawlers first month, and I saw that it was, Shun was getting no love, having a hard time. So I was like, okay, well, I'll play Shun and try him there. And yeah, first game got real close, but then just couldn't get past the finish line.
So you came to prove that Shun could do it, and you didn't.
And I can't. And then I couldn't play Jason, so I haven't had a chance to prove it yet. So Shun is still in the gutter. The only thing worse than Shun would maybe be Adara, but at this point, I think Adara has a chance.
I think Odara could beat Shun.
Yeah,
I think easily Odara would beat Shun.
If you can keep Shun away from you, and the drain can't keep the drains, like the ice walls. So the ice walls and the range attack of Joey's Monot deck was just like, well, that's a hard counter right there. So
are you going? If you're going second, yeah.
I can't drain a ice wall, and I can't, and Monot can hit me from really far away. And you know what? Like, no matter how many scavengers I put in the Shun deck, I just can never draw more than one. And I'm running like 10, and I was like, I had one. I'm like, come on. Now that one lived a real long time. It did a lot of damage, cleaning up the board. But how about you?
You know what's a funny thing? I also wanted to join. I wasn't able to do the Tavern Brawlers things this month.
Yeah.
Just because of my schedule. I was also planning to play Shun. To be like, nobody can do anything with Shun. Let me give it a try.
Hey, you might as well.
I didn't get to play much in the sense that we had some new players. So I was doing demos with them while everybody else was doing the event. So, well, new players are good. I'd rather, help new players get into the game. And they seem to really be enjoying it. Speaking of Minot, one of them's picked up Minot, and they're liking that.
I think I need to apologize to Minot. I think I can come around now. I think I was definitely too harsh. I saw you as Nubia's little cousin that no one wanted to play, and Jin was just better, or Kun was better than you. But Minot, I apologize. You have your place as a 2 damage range attacker.
I don't know if I've said this, but there was one more thing I wanted to add on to Ice Wall that I never got around to testing, so it never happened. And I think it would have made her just that little extra bit, was rather than the Ice Wall occupying the spot, was it to say enemies can't move into this spot.
Ooh, you can move,
which would have stopped the fly airs, and it also would have allowed you to use it. And I think it would have been much better against the Kun. It would have balanced out the Kun thing. But I never got around to getting to test it, unfortunately. But I still like Minot. I think Minot's solid.
Minot is great, just not busted looking at Kun and Nubia. That's fair. Those two are extremely busted for just having free abilities that drastically impact how the game's played. So, but
yep, you
live and you learn. All right. Before we get started on the pitch contest, I wanted to give a shout out to a posting. Hopefully you've seen it. If you haven't, it is the Store Championships current lineup. So this may have changed since the last time it was posted. But as of what I have accessed on the internet, we have our Store Championship lineup. Events that will be happening. There's no dates attached here. But this is on underneath Assad's or Sid's articles that he writes, February 17th, so about 3-4 days ago. Here we go. We have Heads or Tails Hobbies, Heads or Tails Gaming, Forbes Hobbies, Manta Trading, North of Exile, Yoda's Data, Tavern Brawlers, Geeks First, Dragon's Den, Lost Star, and Comics, Games, and Things. So that's really cool. These are all stores that are participating in the Store Championship program. Remember, again, in this event, you get this alternate art anime angel, which is going to be really cool. There's 4 of those at each event. And I just wanted to give a shout out to those in case you weren't sure, if you hadn't seen this, to check it out. Also, it mentions there's a few others that might be joining the list as well. So to keep looking, come back and see. I'm hoping to do at least 3 of these now that I look at these. Maybe 4 if Tavern Brawlers is probably online, right? So
yeah, I believe so. I believe they're planning to do it online.
So that'll be really exciting. Yeah, I think it's a cool thing that we're to see all these different stores from across U.S., Canada, well, mostly Ontario, U.S., and we have Yoda's Data there with the representing the German squad. So yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out for that.
Yeah, it says no event at Dragon World. They'll probably be up. That's like what Will's bad at it. It'll probably be there. There's events that are just not on there at the moment.
There are a few that they're still missing. I'm sure Dragon World will show up once they get around to it. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm kind of excited to see how this goes. I definitely want to get my hands on one of those angels. If I don't win one, then I'll hopefully someone will want to trade me one. Yeah, all right, so should we jump into the pitch contest? I know we have some other things we wanted to tackle tonight.
Yeah, let's hit the pitch contest. Jan wants 8 anime angels. Yeah. I like those goals.
Jan's just greedy.
That's not greed. That's a man who knows what he wants.
The man knows what he wants. Are you sure? All right, let's see here. We are on, I think we're on the summons, right? I don't think we've started any either.
I don't think we started either, so we have a lot to go through.
All right, well, we'll do these quick. Some of these I've played with now. That's exciting. All right, here we go. Right. First one is the Brain Slug.
Maybe we did look at some of these. You keep going. You read that out while I look.
Okay, well, anyways, Brain Slug, it is a summon. It's got a few weird things on it, but it can. You did this with Brooks, yeah. So Hop allows it to move on to place itself on a spot. It has a trigger Madness, which I think.
Well, I can indeed tell you that we did look at this patch. You can jump to February 8th. February 7th did get looked at. It was the day you weren't here.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say, is the trigger on Madness a trigger, or is it on Swift ability? So
it was an action ability.
Oh, it's an action ability. Oh, it's even worse. Well, we were playing this way too strong.
My hair's a mess today.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna move on. But yeah, Brain Slug, I have played with this. It is a lot of fun. It doesn't do both things though. You can only do one or the other, which is definitely did not read that correctly when I played it, but it was interesting. All right. So where am I jumping to?
Capture Spirit, February 8th.
There we go. Capture Spirit. Here we go. Whoops. All right. So we have a crazy forward awareness. Triple forward. It's for a 6G with 5 health, but also, as no attack. So here we have a swift target creature and capture spirit gain chain. Okay, we'll find out what that does. When capture spirit moves or rotates, then the target summon that is chained with capture spirit must also move or rotate in the same way if able.
It's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, kind of one of these like control, like board control, gonna move you around. We had some pushers before. This one is interesting with the far awareness, so you can kind of protect it a little bit.
Yeah.
And the rotation is interesting too. It also doesn't say like it can't move, right? So your opponents can still move their things around, but when this moves, it then has to move with it, which is interesting. So cool. Yeah, it's an interesting way to approach a control card.
Yeah.
Demon of the Deal. So here we have a 7Chi. We're gonna beckon it with a 4 health and 13 aura. Swift drain attack 3. I think that's the biggest drain attack we've had, right?
Mm-hmm.
With an immediate. At the beginning of an allied champion's main phase, so after move phase, if they are on an adjacent spot to Demon of the Bargain, or of the Deal, whatever, they may pay X health. When they do, they search their timeline for a card with Chi X or less, reveal it, and place it in their thoughts. So I'm going to pay health to go find whatever card I want. That's interesting.
Very costly, because you're already paying 4 life to begin with. And you'd assume you're going to go grab an 8G after this, right?
Mm-hmm. But if we had like if something was triggering or happening off of paying life, like that could be that could be interesting for sure. But it is an interesting way because we do have Demon Scrolls, which also pays life to go find a card. So maybe they're trying to play off of that. Mirror Image. Replicate 2. Wow. Beckon. 17 aura or 9 energy. That is a lot of energy for a 1 health creature. Okay. What does this do? Replicate 2. So I'm going to create 2. Mirror Image switches places with you, and everything targeting you targets Mirror Image instead. Mirror Image can only target you while it's adjacent to you. So it's a worse Chrono Walker, but you get 3 of them.
Yeah. It's not swift at all, right? So you're going to have to play them ahead of time, and they always have to be adjacent to you.
And they don't deal damage, but they do allow you to decoy at whenever they want, or you want them to.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not. We've seen decoy take a hit with the rules adjustment to snare, but I mean, having 3 of them, that could potentially be very, very broken.
Now the funny thing about replicate is that second and that third one will never be adjacent to you in the starting position.
Yeah, but I mean, replicate 2 can exist. I think it's bold to try that. So. What's this? This is copyrighted. We can't display this. It's Moogle. Final Fantasy.
I don't know what it's from, so
You
I
didn't know
can't
what
be
it was
covered.
from?
Shh, shh. That's how I get around the copyright law.
Oh, I see. Front awareness, 5G. Cast target exerted champion in Moogle's awareness gains 1 life and 5 aura. And this has flight and aerial. Flight and aerial back again. They do fly, but so okay, so if I'm exerted and then this goes, can gain 1 life and 5 aura. That's interesting. There's a lot of summons here that aren't doing damage. Did we
Yeah.
did we have a discussion about this, or did we create something, or
I don't know. I
is it
don't
just
think
a
so.
natural order of things?
I think we've once talked about how cards that don't do damage generally suck.
But apparently none of you. Fine, challenge accepted.
All right.
So you talked about it last time. Oh, I did? Oh, okay. We already had some bots showed up in the chat. Rabbit Matriarch. When Rabbit Leader enters the arena, all other allied Rabbit subtype creatures heal 3 health. When the Rabbit Leader dies, remove all other allied Rabbit subtype creatures from the arena. All allied Rabbit subtype creatures. Oh my jeez. Deal 2 additional damage, attacks, and casts. I think we can just say rabbit types, right?
Yeah, you could probably just say rabbit types. Yeah.
Whew, that's a mouthful.
You could all just say rabbits. All allied rabbits.
All
You
allied
need to say type.
rabbits.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rabbit Lord, I like this. I mean,
I like this. This is my favorite rabbit lord to date.
We've definitely had, some people have said that they like lords. They like that sort of gameplay. They like pumping up their creatures. They like using that, right?
See, unlike the other, so for those who are in the chat and don't know, there was from the last contest a lord for wolves, and it was deemed too strong.
It was broken.
Now, broken. Funny enough, though, most rabbits are mostly don't deal damage or playable. So this only makes Ryukyu Rabbit, the 3-chi rabbit, start to deal damage, and Gargantuan Rabbit deal more damage.
So the other issue I have, 48 aura. Okay. It's an 8-chi. I'm not paying half my aura, if more. So I think that might be a typo. 4 health to pay for this thing. Okay, so in reality, when I look at this card, I always think about, okay, well, if I play 5 of these, my rabbits are now dealing 10 damage additionally, but I'm also dead because I've paid 20 health.
And you have 5 of these that don't attack themselves, so they can't deal. You have nothing to deal damage.
Yeah. I think, and this is maybe something from my own head when I'm looking at, if I want to pump creatures, I need to pump them in a way that they don't additionally pump with another creature of the same type. So basically, you have to change their attack while the creature is on the board, not add additional damage, because additional damage in Genesis gets real crazy real fast. Because there's no card limits, and if someone drops, this and Gargantuan Rabbits, and then they're hitting you for 14, it's not going to feel good. So, but I like the idea. I like lords. I like having tribal synergies. It's definitely one of the favorite things I do in Commander. So, Stuttering Gremlin. So here we have a 4-chi, nice on the lower side. We have a Swift 1. We have Carrion Feast 1, and when Stuttering Gremlin gains HP due to its Carrion Feast ability, then it makes a copy of its current self in a spot adjacent to it, facing the same way, having the current HP in the original, and exert it. Can it just replicate?
No, so it wants to have the new HP.
Oh,
so if this Carrion Feast and now has 3 HP, the second Stuttering Goblin will also have 3 HP.
Replicate doesn't take the HP.
No, you take a copy out of the subconscious, so it's always just going to have the base.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
So what this person needs to do is create a word for copying, because that's a lot of text. But yeah, Gremlins making more gremlins. More powerful gremlins. Territorial Golem. We have a 6G front awareness, basic attack 3. When Territorial Golem enters the arena, destroy all alterations on and around Territorial Golem. Alterations cannot be placed on or around Territorial Golem. Okay. So,
Okay, it's clean. Very simple.
clean. Someone doesn't like the Hellchasms. or the traps.
Except, you know, they'll Hellchasm you. They'll then play a Territorial Golem, and then they'll Hellchasm again, killing that golem.
Whoops. Zanber Hatchling. So beckon, area electric attack 2. Oh, front back. Interesting. So it hits both spots for 2. If a combatant takes damage from Zanber Hatchling, they lose flight until the end of the next round. Yeah.
It's fine. It's a simple thing. I don't really get the flavor there of the hatchlings knocking out things out of the air, but otherwise it's fine.
It's a strong baby bird.
Yeah.
All right. Zebra Amoeba. Heavy attack 2 on a trigger.
Trigger. That was probably my error. Oh, let's assume it's an action because
don't worry, folks. This is what we dealt with all Friday night. So is that supposed to be a trigger? I don't know. That may have been just an Alex thing. Maybe it's the way it's supposed to work. I don't know. Is it?
Tomorrow there should be edits to a bunch of this stuff. So
we have an adjacent awareness, which is really cool to see with a heavy attack 2. So that means you can, the sides, heavy attacks and having side awareness can be utilized to sort of hit with more often, but not always. Execute. When Zebra Amoeba is dealt damage by a combatant in its awareness, it may place that combatant on a spot around Zebra Amoeba. So the opposite of the Phalingua.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get up to some interesting things. It may place that combatant too. So if we ever had like a summon with a placement effect, that could be very interesting. All right, the big bad. I know it's the first time we're showing this card, but let's just say this was the first card I went to on Friday night.
Okay.
And maybe we got it wrong because maybe this is the way it's supposed to be written. But how we changed it to what we interpret it to be.
God damn me and the triggers.
It became a little chaotic. But hey, you get to see some actual feedback here. So Yaksha, 7-Chi, Wolf, Swift, Quick Beckon. First point, 15 aura. Trigger Blitz. Okay. Trigger Cast. Exert. So obviously the Trigger Blitz makes sense. The Trigger Cast didn't.
Not, yeah.
So we assumed it was a Swift cast.
That is, I would assume, I believe so.
Broke the card. When Yaksha does 1 damage to target its awareness, if the summon is damaged, you take control of the targeted summon until it was destroyed. And let me tell you, one of these wolves definitely took control of a lot of summons.
Were they not able to kill it though?
Nope, because you know what? Back? Because Pulsing Heart is just a broken enchantment. When you have 5 of them on you and you heal your summons for 5 and you take control of their board and then those things heal for 5 again, it made a...
That sounds like it's a Pulsing Heart issue now.
It may have been. And I think it was. But it was really fun. So I loved this card. Loved this card. However, I think the 7-Chi was what brought it into be like, you know what, this is a lot of fun to do Blitz with cast with the taking of control. We may have to put some limitations on how many things it can control or whether or not it's going to be a Swift Beckon.
Yeah. I think after testing, there's no way it'd be both probably a Quick Beckon and a Blitz. I think is a bit much.
Quick Beckon and the Blitz is pretty tough to get around. We did think maybe it was supposed to be the Quick Beckon with the trigger cast and it deals damage on entering and it takes control.
No,
but
I don't.
Yeah. And I think this is a great card. I think we just need to rein in some of the abilities that we have. Like the whole taking control of things and being like a actual Like taking like that, what's it called? I'm forgetting it now. What's the other card that Yoink card that we have?
Oh, which joint card? Pup control.
Puppet control, yeah. So having a puppet control effect on a creature in Genesis gives you more interaction, right? And it gives you the ability to like, this creature, if I can protect it and if I can do things with it, it was fun. Yes, the gaining health thing made it very difficult for my opponent to take back their things. However, my opponent decided to start killing their own things so that I didn't get them, because this really only does 1 damage at the end of the day.
Did you,
Right. So
Jan's comment. This with Curine.
well, okay, yeah, that's
Separate thing.
that's a separate thing. Kareen's a separate thing that just means that if this card was to go forward, it wouldn't be in those colors. But
Yeah.
so awesome card. I liked a lot of the effects. I think just reining in some of the abilities, but and also Pulsing Heart. I'm not sure whose card that was, but I apologize.
Damien already blamed himself in the chat. He said, "Stop pre-banning his card," and I'll tell you.
Did
Don't
he
worry.
actually?
Will already probably banned it when in the design team meetings. Don't worry. Will was a killer.
Damien, life gain. You should know this. Life gain in Genesis is broken. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. It was good. It was a good test. I gotta give a shout out to my opponents were Unassuming Sheep and Levi Rex Jones. Those guys have joined the Future League, and if they watch this or they see this, big shout out to those. Really impressed with like their approach and what they're like looking to do with Future League and getting involved right away and giving us a lot of great content and things to think about too. So they came out on Friday, and yeah, their decks were awesome. They were really inputting and talking about the cards as they were coming down, and I've gone on a tangent, but Yaksha, I hope you live. I hope you survive. Awesome card. We just need a couple tweaks. Blood Golem. What do we got here? So we have another 7-chi with the front, side, and side awareness. Beckon for energy for health. Dark heavy range attack X, where X is the number of every life gained from the ritual, and the ritual is when the beckon, the blood golem takes 1 life from everything around it. When blood golem gains 1 life for every life taken with ritual or with the execute. So it comes down, it does a wide 1 damage to everything, but then it takes that life. So I think we could have just said drain for 1.
Yeah, for sure. These are people, they don't know the exact lingo. That's all right.
Yeah. No, I knew. This was another one on my list I wanted to try because I felt like I could do some stuff with that. So, Arachnus Deathicus. So we have a 6-chi forward, basic attack 3. If the spider deals damage to a target, that target loses 1 HP for every spot they moved this round. So, oh no, not moved proactively, but move. So you have to hit this before something moves.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Nice. Very cool.
Yeah,
Architect of Thoughts. Basic attack 3. When Architect of Thoughts deals damage, send the top card of its allies champion's timeline to the subconscious face down. Place all cards sent from the subconscious by Architect of Thoughts to their owner's thoughts, then kill Architect of Thought.
This is interesting. There's been draw sort of 7s in the past, and I slightly like this one better because it forces you to interact with the opponents. Do you remember Flesh Bag or Meat Bag or whatever? It would just lose a life.
I remember that
draw
guy.
A card.
I
Yeah,
don't remember that.
You don't remember that card.
Well, that's the one that was it would lose a life. You never got the last card because it would kill itself before. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, this is interesting. You're 5 chi with a side awareness, and you could potentially gain a lot of cards, right?
Potentially infinite.
All right, Beetle. Kipri. Don't know how to say that. It's a Stag Beetle. Stag Beetle deals damage to the target in its awareness equal to its current health total. Guys, we can break health so easily. Why are they doing this?
That. Like, it definitely would need to start at 1. But I hate its awareness and having this ability.
So, I mean, like, long healing fire, I can get this 2 plus 6, 8, 10. I can get this to 10 on turn 1.
Yeah.
And then it can hit from far away. Man. Okay, life gain is tough, right? I know that
It is tough.
you've talked about it a few times on different things, but life gain is the toughest thing to do in Genesis because it's not just 4 life gains that you have to worry about. It's potentially, 15 divine blessings, and then this thing is, sitting at 40 health.
Yeah.
Siren. Another 6G with a range attack 3. A lot of range attack 3s. What are they telling us? What are they saying to us? That we need more range attack? No? Or more summons that can hit without getting killed? Potentially. At the end of the round, if Siren doesn't move during the move phase, Siren may move all target combatants within line of sight 1 space closer.
I really like this. I don't know why. I
That's
just do.
interesting.
Yeah.
Another kind of control piece that I thought that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't see the chat when I'm doing this, so hopefully
I'm checking it right now. Don't worry. They're rabbling on the classics. Don't put it in Axon, Bellum, or Thymos. I don't know which card that's for. But...
Where are you supposed to put it? Chaos and Phage gets everything. All right, Stalking Lion. This is another quick beckon. Okay, so here we have a 4-chi quick beckon. So we do have the Earthmane line sitting at the same chi. Basic attack 2, but this one has a swift move. Stalking Lioness moves if able. So it kind of... Oh no, Earthmane Lion's not a quick beckon though, is it?
No.
It's just a regular
Blitz.
beckon with Blitz. Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. We've had moving lions before.
We've never had we've never had a move on a card before, on a summon.
Oh, moving itself.
Yeah, just moving itself.
This moves itself.
Yeah.
That is a little different. It's no Yaksha. Yaksha's my dog.
But Yaksha could never get this. It's gonna move out of the way, Will.
No, you can get it. You can get it every time. Monk of the Calming Presence. Here we go. Cure 1. What are we doing? Action Cure 1. All summons can't deal damage the round they come into play. So I definitely did this. So key point for future leaders, don't put this in with your Yaksha because it's a non-bow. I was like, oh, I'm going to play this and control the board. And then I realized afterwards, like, wait a second, it shuts down like half of my deck.
Jeez. I really like the continuous here.
Yes. The continuous is awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I think I know who EL is, so shout out to them. But yeah, the continuous is awesome. The Cure 1 gives it something to do. It does do a lot of non-bows with a lot of things, but hey, that's fine though. That's what that's here for.
Yeah.
Another huge shout out to that continuous. Wing, but I messed this up on Friday night too. Flagellate, whatever. Flagellate. I can't say it. And you're not here to watch me struggle. So, another Blitz creature. Here we have a 5-chi with an awareness. Not supposed to be the back, we were told.
Yes, I'm not supposed to have the back.
Not supposed to have the back. So, trips down the sides for the awareness on both sides. And it allows it to, once it works, to kind of play around its ability. So, it does not do attack, but when it moves, it rotates every time it moves. And every time it rotates, its damage goes up by 1. So move once, rotate, it deals damage to everything. 1 damage to everything in the awareness, which are the 2 sides. Rotate twice, 2 damage, so on and so forth. So this Friday's deck is going to be how many times can I move this in a turn, and how much damage can one of these do? I think I determined I can get up to 6.
6 movements?
6 movements, I think.
Okay. Interesting.
So if I play it with Chaos and Bellum, I get Malicious Persuasion and Blow Away, and as long as I deal 1 damage on the Blow Away, I can do the extra movements.
Okay.
Because then it will also move on its own turn.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see if I can get up to 6. If you want to see me try to get up to 6 movements with this, come out on Friday. Endbringer. This one also showed up on Friday. So these are a couple of cards here that are showing up in the Future League right away. So this one had the range 3 attack, which what most of them Most of what I saw from this card was just that ability by itself. However, summon alterations damaged by this gain doomed. Doom sets the permanent's health to 1. This permanent's health cannot be increased or set above 1, which is interesting. I think that trigger part is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
How many more do we have? A few more here?
Keep going. Don't worry about how many.
Bleeder. All right, beckon, cast. Target combatant in Bleeder's awareness gains bleed. Bleed is when gaining bleed, all bleed ailments combine. At the beginning of your turn, lose life equal to the total bleed and decrease total bleed by 1. Wow. So if I hit this, if I have a bunch of these out and they all attack, it has like a bleed of like 12?
It's not even like that far. Just look at this guy. If he hits once, that one time is actually dealing 6 damage.
On a 4G. Because you can't, I'm assuming bleed is an ailment, so you'd have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And it's got 3
it does
health.
Drop itself, but I would definitely say that this probably did not start at the right bleed amount, would be my guess.
Well, but it's also, it doesn't do damage itself, though, so it
No.
only does damage at the end of round. But
Correct.
still, I mean, I like the idea of bleed, but how to put that, you could
How do you
definitely
balance it? It comes down to the thing. You might have an idea, and this happens with designers all the time. You might have an idea, but when you look at it, you're like, bleed 3. Oh, it's going to do 3 damage. No. That bleed 3 by itself does 6 damage. If Bleeder does the bleed effect and dies, you're still getting 6 damage out of that bleed.
Yep. Even after it's gone, right?
Yeah.
No Yaksha. All right. The Layak. Layak. All right. In traditional Genesis fashion, the naming is interesting. All right. Resurrect Beckon. I haven't had too many of those.
Yeah.
Range Drain Attack 2. Whenever a Beckon ability resolves on a spot around Laylak, that summon loses 1 HP and Laylak gains 1 HP. Ooh. So why the summon instead of the alteration? I guess so for the turn.
But what alteration?
No, like why couldn't this could have been an alteration? But then I guess it wouldn't make sense for gaining HP. Okay.
Then it wouldn't have an attack.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
Turn economy. Old Moldy. There you go. Ooh, Raha awareness. Don't see that very often.
No, you don't.
7 chi, swift. Target in Old Moldy's awareness loses 2 life. If that target has decay, they lose 4 life instead. Picking up off the decays too. Well, Old Moldy takes 1 less damage from anything with decay. Interesting. I do like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
decay. Ah, there's my buddy from Friday.
Okay.
There we go. The other piece of the puzzle that the monk also shut off, but it's okay.
Were you writing this too?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Fetala. This thing is, I really like this. So when it enters the arena, target summon an enemy champion's memories to the subconscious. It doesn't say move it back, so it's gone from their memories forever. Fetela gains the awareness and the ability to that summon. However, it does not gain the entering the arena abilities.
Correct. Yes.
Which is okay. But if it has blitz, like let's say your opponent is running the winged flagellate, and then you gain and you're a 4 chi that spins around and deals a whole bunch of damage. That's a lot of fun too. And then you steal it. And you steal their. Oh yes, lots of fun.
Okay.
Really cool. I do like this idea of. I think I've may have pitched something like this before in the past, like this idea of coming from the memories or approaching the memories from a different way other than trying to get the cards back.
Yeah.
Really cool. Roaring Vengeance. So we have Big Bear. What's with this bear? Is this your AI art again?
Mm-hmm.
This is a weird bear.
It's supposed to be a ghost bear.
This is a ghost bear?
Yeah, it's a ghost bear.
Okay. Quick Beckon. Heavy attack 2. Quick Beckon with a heavy attack 2. That's interesting.
It's very fast until it gets there. Then it's like,
That's interesting. Elemental resistance. Okay, so we have very similar to the other bear. Damage that is prevented by Roaring Vengeance elemental resistance ability is added to its next heavy attack, but the heavy attack now becomes a cast damage ability with the heavy damage attribute. So is it still cast action speed? Yeah, it's still action speed, but just a cast. It doesn't. All right. Anyways, whatever it happens, so it basically, if you deal damage to this and it doesn't die, it's going to deal more damage the next time it hits.
Yes.
And it's going to be cast damage, which can hit anything other than the heavy attack damage.
So his flavor here was that this is the ghost version
Of the
current
tutorial.
bear. Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's good. That's good. So I guess like if this takes a whole bunch of damage and then it dies, is it always a cast ability with the heavy? I don't know. Well,
let's not look too deep into it.
okay. And the last one is Heisenberg Hound. Beckon, basic attack 2, replicate 1, and a trigger as Heisenberg's Hound attacks. Kill/sacrifice all other ally Heisenberg Hound. As Heisenberg Hound is targeted, kill or sacrifice if there are another ally someone named Heisenberg Hound. So kind of like a you want things to die, self-killing resurrect thing. Is that it?
It's supposed to be essentially one's an illusion. So if you attack one of them, that will be the illusion. Essentially. If one finally attacks, the other one is the illusion. That's the theory that is going on here.
Well, yeah, Heisenberg's theory. Is it real or not?
Yeah.
What's in the box? All right. Is that the last one?
That is the last one.
So yeah, definitely had a lot of fun on Friday with the summons. Yaksha is now my new best boy doggo, Yaksha, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that parts of that card make it through. So shout out to whoever did that card, because that was awesome. Definitely the kind of things I like to do with. And the best part too was I was playing Kendra, and it just like
nice
Kendra control, and it was just like I would mill them or hit them with Loss or hit them with like Neurum, and then my Fatellas would come back with their things that they discarded, come out, and then I would steal their big thing on the board. It was a lot of fun. So the Friday nights, 8:00 or 8:30, I guess I should say 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, trying to be more regular on there, giving myself a hard time to start. All right, we had something else you wanted to do.
Well, before we do that, did you prep all the images that I gave you ahead of time?
Yes, because now I have this new fancy thing where I just take a Discord and I just copy the image and I can go through all the Discords. What do you want? Which one do you want?
I want for all the lovely people that are here. Everybody thinks the pitch contest is over, but it's not.
What?
We got one more for you guys, and we're gonna give you what a designer might do. Instead of you guys pitching a card, I'm gonna give you the art.
That's what that's for.
And you guys are gonna send in your pitches for this art. Since you're watching the stream, you guys got to do it. If you're not here, you're not listening. Well, this will be recorded, so you might catch it.
So the 9-1 person in Twitch plus the 9 people in YouTube, they have a chance to design a card based off art that's already been commissioned.
Yep. All right. When you're ready, Will, you can pull that up.
Well, what if I want to take a look first?
You can do that, but you've already seen it.
Oh. All right, let me prep it. Big reveal here. Big reveal. Where'd you send that? Was that over here?
It's all in your Discord.
Oh yeah. There it is. All right, 1 second. Make sure it's up there, and we're good. Is it live?
I think it is live. All right, so look at the image.
Tell us about this card, Alex. What do we got?
I can't see the image. It's on your screen.
All right, here we go. We have a piece of artwork that the designers just couldn't wrap their head around, couldn't find. Alex was like, "No, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. No, I don't like it." Just like he does to you guys all the time in these pitch contests. He does to the. I realize I'm just living in a pitch contest every day now. That's what I've joined. Okay, so here we have a piece of artwork. We have an Alta, an alternate Alta design here. some frizzled hair. She is floating above a calm sea or maybe sand. We have some palm trees in the back. We have dark, stormy clouds, and we have some lightning coming in or out of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Design.
Send your pitch to Alex at hauntedcastlegames.com. Jan says she's missing an arm.
Always
has. Look at all art. She doesn't have an arm.
This is your judge, eh? That guy's a judge.
Oh no, they're all coming in. Nobody's realized this.
I said this in the beginning. I said this during Origins release week or whatever it is, spoiler season. She has only the one arm. Oh, I forgot. Don't do that.
And if you guys don't know, Sid loves removing characters' arms. That's just how it is.
Yeah, it doesn't. Catanius doesn't have an arm either.
Then went to Alta. Now on to Catanius.
All right, here we go. If we can somehow, maybe the Yaksha's design. Or I think he said to. Oh yeah. Oh, it's Andrew. Nice. Perfect. Yes, maybe you can make like this. Like could be like a Yaksha card somehow, and make a little combo piece. Go, Yaksha for life.
I think there's a lack of werewolf in this artwork for him.
No. Could be changing into a werewolf right now.
Oh, Steve's doing the real secrets out there. There's all these arms missing because they're putting them on angels.
Yeah. Cool. I'm excited to see what people, our community members can come up with this card. It's definitely a really cool piece of art. I like how the water captures the image. Do we know who did this piece or not? We can't really reveal.
I'm going to guess.
Okay, so we don't.
Marion.
Okay, very cool. But yeah, this is an Alta card, so should be in line with Phage and Axon, I guess. Technically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or could be Jalara, I guess, if you wanted to do something different. Miss Frizzle. Huh. All right. The other thing that we had prepped tonight was because of some of the conversations we've been having on Facebook, also because of the cardboard cohorts, who's just, he's come back to our community and he's just making things happen. We've got Yaksha. He's going to make this card into something awesome. He's building awesome decks. And then he's putting out awesome questions on Facebook, and then we can hide behind our wives' accounts and we can post answers and post our answers through our wife's account, which is great because no one knows.
Okay.
I don't have Facebook. I don't have Facebook, so I use my wife's account, and she's like sends me the question, and I'll write back the post, and then she'll post it. So someone out there would be like, "Man, this person's crazy. How do they? I don't even know they play Genesis."
Yeah, fair enough. All right, we got 11 minutes. Let's get onto this topic.
What are we doing? What am I? I'm taking this off. All right, let me take this off.
I believe there was a question in the Discord. All right, you wanted to go over?
Oh, right, that's where these are coming from.
Sheep's topic. Tackle Sheep's topic. Posted in fan server.
Yeah. All right. So I'm not sure who saw it in the fan server, but Unassuming Sheep posted a nice little read for this morning over my coffee, and I messaged Alex like, "Hey, have you read this? What do you think we could maybe talk about this, or what we could bring?" And then Alex gave me a whole bunch of images, which are from the Future League alternate. What are these? These are alternate frames.
The alternate promos that have gone out. I'm trying to find the original comment right now. If anybody knows where Sheep's question is, that'd be great.
It was under topics we're exploring in the libraries.
That's a good place to look. All right, I have it. Should/how can Genesis use more symbolism? Symbolism is a necessary step to development. It allows further reaching, more sophisticated types of agency. It removes the tether or direct and or literal relationships. Proximity and similarity are no longer strong limiting factors for interaction. Take money, for example. It has no value in of its own substance, but it allows for the symbolism to relative value of things. Without such symbolism, the type of market and transactions that are the basis of modern society wouldn't be possible. If you literally had to establish an exchange direct equivalency of one thing to another, then it's hard to imagine the development of economics beyond the cumbersome barter system. In a similar way, I feel that Genesis can develop beyond the literal and direct use of the sentence of words to communicate understanding. The use of keywords without definition sentence and symbols will multiply the possibilities and agency for both designers and players. Though increased symbolism would create a learning curve for the new players, it's there if there are enough structures and support in play to introduce and reinforce the meanings of Genesis symbols, then the new player will feel more eager and accomplished in their learning. This is essentially what human cultures is: the derivation, reasoning, and inclination teaching of meanings to ourselves and others. I think it can be effective in card games as well. Why not remove the affiliation column on the right edge of every card and replace it with an area for meaningful symbols? The affiliations are useful only when deck building, not playing, and such don't need to take up so much space on the card. Why not have them on the bottom edge with a smaller visual footprint? And Andrew Cardboard Cohort sort of took that, and I posed that question this week. I won't be pulling up that because that would be a lot to go through.
I'm not sure who came first there. Like maybe Andrew came first or whatever. But anyways, needless to say, other people than the design team are thinking about this and how to approach the templating of it, right? So we have in Future League, if you're joining Future League or if you're participating, you have the opportunity to get some of these alternates as, either they come to Alex's head or, this one showcased here at the beginning here is one of Jeff's. And they're looking at this. This is something that is being discussed, right? This is something that is being thought after, because we are getting to the point where, we could use some more space or we could modify a few things.
Yeah, I personally am not a fan of the symbols down the right side. I don't know how you feel about it.
It takes away from the art, I think, is the big thing, right?
This one's not bad. Jeff moved them from the right down to the center there. I think he did a lot of shrinking of the text, though, which can be an issue. You don't want to shrink your text too much. Because while it might be fine with this card, there are cards that say more than just this.
Yeah. And as far as symbolism that we have an aura symbol, we have an energy symbol, we have health symbols, and we have the affiliation symbols. That's really it. We don't have a lot of other symbols. But like beckoning could be a symbol. Swift action could be a symbol.
Well, so here's okay. I've been having this own debate in my own head. It's like, why do we need to state trigger, ability name, and then when it's a trigger, it doesn't have a right side to read? Other games don't do that. Like if you take a blitz trigger, right? It doesn't. If you just said when Baruch enters the arena, remove its exert token. If that was just on the card, what's the difference in us stating this is the trigger? Why? How come in other games they don't need to tell you, oh, hey, dummy, this is a trigger? Why? Well, they don't do that.
Some games would even just go that far. They would just have blitz, and then you'd have to go look up what blitz is. Oh, blitz triggers when it enters the arena. Blah 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 blah. So I think one part is like because we are dealing with not all these cards are coming directly from your hand, and then once they hit the board, they actually become a different thing than a card. There needs to be some things printed on those cards so that they can act. But I think what you're trying to get at is you could get to a point in Genesis where, it's just understood that once the card is on the table, it now acts like A or B, depending on what it is.
Yeah, I just want to combat a question. Zany Wizard says, in this game, you can react to the trigger, but can't react to immediates or continuous. In other games, there's not as a clear distinction. Magic the Gathering does not state triggers on any of their triggers, but they all go to the stack. They don't need to tell you that it's a trigger. You just are smart enough to know this ability goes to the stack.
Everything goes to the stack in Magic.
Everything goes to the stack.
Their immediates are split seconds, which then says that you can't react to it.
So we have them on the screen right now. I really liked moving the symbols down to the left and right of the symbol because it literally took up no extra space of the card.
Yeah, and look how much the art looks
janky because I just sort of threw it on.
Yeah,
but I'm not an artist, but
but the artwork pops now. Like there seems to be more art.
Of course, the art wasn't made to fit here because it was designed with that on the right, so it's still off center because we got more art. But then you get to see more art. Speaking of this promo, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I think this is the most modern, rarest card in existence. That Monot one right there. So few people got that promo.
Yeah. So then we have the SF, which is the current one, right?
So Essa, I didn't go too extreme here. It's very similar to actually if you look at the Jeff Pasito one, without his borders, just staying in the Genesis realm. Also, people went on a kick for some reason during that month. They're saying, "Oh, I love alpha borders." I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the alpha border there on the right. It's not that pretty to me. I'd rather just stay away with those affiliations on the right. Um,
So do those symbols show up in the world, or are they just the symbols for our colors?
the symbols do show up in the world. I think there should be some in Origins. If not, you will definitely see a lot in Invasions.
Right. Okay. So that is specific symbology there. Because I like, color. So color is difficult because not all your population of your players will have the same definition of color that they see, right?
Mhm.
So you can't just go like colored lines because then that's just really bad for those that are colorblind or have less color awareness. So you need some sort of symbol that color blindness can or can't see, either by a position or by location. Surprised we don't have awareness in the left-hand side and the name in the center.
I'll be honest, I don't like it non-center. Let me see if I have one.
The
Like,
awareness?
let's start with a few. Yeah, the awareness moving to the left. I'd reach out to Jeff. Jeff has them in other positions, and I just don't like it. It feels weird.
Because I think the only other spot, and this is just me, the only other spot I could see the awareness would be at the bottom of the card. Like if you had the awareness at the bottom closest to you, that way you know that because you're still in that orientation of like if I move my card this way, the awareness is still playing a role, right?
Mhm.
But I understand having it in the middle. It's just it is fairly prominent because it's a major part of the game, but it does take away from the main centerpiece, which is also the artwork. I like this satyr without the board at all.
Yeah,
No.
I just removed it. I removed the banner. I'm like, why do we need banners? Like every time I did this, I just did a question. Why do we have this? Why do we do this? Then it was like, do we really need the banner? And even in this, there's sort of this darkness down there that's currently on the cards. That could have been removed. It would have popped a bit more, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe our lettering might have to change a little bit if we were going to go with this. Trying to get letters across different colors of artwork could be a challenge, but yeah, I don't know. This is, anyways, why are we talking about this? Because we want you to know that the things you guys are talking about, the community is talking about, and that posting on Facebook and other things in Discord channels are being heard and are being read by the design team, and they are being thought about either from your own discussions, they're becoming more important, or they're sparking ideas or having conversations on the design team side as
Mhm.
well. So I think it's important that that gets shared, that the things you're talking about as a community are being heard and are being reflected on for sure.
Yeah. And this, just in case you missed the very beginning, I said there's going to be a big thing coming into Future League later tonight. And that has to do with the community. I'm glad you guys were to talk about it because it allowed me to actually push programs that I want, because I can go, hey, look, the community also wants this.
Everyone wants this. Let's do this.
So I think you guys will be talking about this tomorrow. So you'll have to stay tuned. If you're in Future League, you'll see what's going on later tonight.
ZW42 says evolution is awesome but scary. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen slight evolutions though in the cards, right? We've seen from alpha going forward, we've seen slight changes here and there. Some of these are a little bit more, I would say, more drastic changes, but I think if anything from the last couple of years of card games is that there's a lot of things that you can do, and there's a lot of way that you can get your important pieces of text on a card while also allowing the art to speak for itself. And I know firsthand that like Origins art was a huge step up. Invasion's art is just insane. Like it's another level again. I think you would agree, right, Alex?
Yeah, no, easily agree. For Jan, just for Jan, next month's promo will have the awareness grid on the left side for Jan.
The left side, right across the whole art. The whole thing will be just an awareness
right
grid.
on the face, wherever the champion is. We're just gonna put the awareness where the face is.
All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. That is the end of the official pitch contest. So we will be starting a deck building series with Alex and I, going through how do we approach our own decks, how do we teach other people to build decks. Alex will make fun of me when I do things, and then I'll say, Alex, you're just a mean person for when he does things. But we are going to go through that together for the next couple weeks. So if you're a new player, if you're new to Genesis, I invite you to come back, check out our deck building series for Genesis, approaching Constructed, and we'll probably dabble in Limited too, because it comes up if we both play it. So Yan wants me to promote the podcast. Good job, Yan. I was going to forget. We did finally sneak out of our hole back to our computers to record our voices over the internet, because apparently that didn't exist for 3 months or 2 months, whatever it was, since our last one. But no, we've had some hard times trying to connect and making sure that everything lined up. So the Epiphany podcast is still alive. It is not dead. We are still putting out some content. We're hoping to get better on track with that as the three of us sort of sort out our lives and figure out what nights actually work for recording. So also check out Heads or Tails on Thursday, and we also have check out the store championships again in case you want to participate in any of those. Anything else from you, Alex?
Have a good one, everyone.
All right,
See you next week.
bye everybody.
Bye.